Physical security. So we've done this last because it's really the one that most people don't think about. Always lock your computer before you leave it. My famous story is that in the banks, if somebody walked past your workstation and it wasn't locked when you went off for tea or for coffee or whatever the case is, they would log into the HR system, or they would open the HR system and file your application for termination. So you would resign, unbeknownst to yourself. And really it's because you logged in with all your credentials to all the systems. People can do anything as if they are you while you are away from your computer. So don't leave your computer unlocked when you're wandering around the building. The mobile devices, laptops, cell phones, etc. should never be left unattended. And this is just because people can pick them up and carry them away, and you'll have data loss just because the laptop with the download of all the financial information, etc., has left the building. Don't insert random USB devices. One of the favorite things that hackers do is that they go into reception and they go and drop off a whole bunch of nicely branded USB sticks, and in the USB stick they've put some malware, so when you insert it and you try and read what's on there, or you decide, oh, this is nice, I'll just format this and use it for my own uses, you're infected by the time you've plugged it in. The other thing not to do is to connect to random networks. Now most of these would be Wi-Fi networks, so when you're wandering around the place and you're going to coffee shops and things like that, connect to the coffee shop's official Wi-Fi and make sure you use a VPN across the top of that to keep yourself secure. Random networks is the other way that hackers lure you in, and they can use these random networks to break the security between you and the bank by spoofing the bank's site. So when you're on a Wi-Fi network, make sure that you first fire up your official company VPN before you do anything. Put a password on everything, and a boot password, and a PIN. You don't want people to pick up your device and then be able to get into it without a password. Then the encryption that you put on the drive was worth nothing anyway. And then do encrypt every device, because they can pull the hard drive out of your laptop, stick it in theirs, and read all the data off of it if you haven't encrypted it. They didn't need your username and password to get past that layer. If you are handing on your old devices, get a hold of IT, get them to securely wipe the old devices before you hand them on, recycle them, even handing them down to your children. Rather do a proper clean on these devices. You don't want company data left lying around on them that can be undeleted. Have a backup device if you can. This is always a good thing to do. You never know when your laptop's going to fail or your desktop's going to fry or something like that. So having both a desktop and a laptop and a tablet and a phone, or maybe two phones, so if your one phone dies you can still do internet banking on the second one. Because of how reliant we are on our devices, on our ability to process with them, to do internet banking and stuff like that, it's really difficult when we've got one device and it's misbehaving. Some update has now gone funny and we can, no longer boots or something. If you've got internet banking set up on both your phone and your laptop, at least you've got, two ways to do it. So always think about backup devices if you can. I know I take it a bit far in that I've got two of everything, but that's just because I've got a complete set of Windows devices and Android phones, and I've got a complete set of Mac devices and an iPhone. So I've got everything set up on both that I can operate on both, and that way around, if something does die, at least I'm not stuck. And then just some general device. The new credit cards have tap to pay technology in them, which means that they have a wireless RFID tag basically in them, very similar to the access card that you use to swipe in and out of the doors at the office. And I can put a device that reads those cards into my pocket and walk past you. And if you don't have the kind of wallet that has like a mesh inside of it or a metal casing or something like that, I can literally tap and go on your credit card as I walk past you. So as we've got these new fancy devices and we haven't thought about how we're securing them, there's simple physical stuff like that we need to be wary of. And a similar thing can happen with the Bluetooth on your phone, the wireless on your phone, stuff like that. So it's always best, where possible, to switch off any attack surface like Bluetooth, like wireless on your phone until you need them. Now, I know it can be painful, and I know it means you've got to go out and buy a new wallet, and you have to think about switching your Bluetooth on and off and all these kind of good things. And there are some ways to make it easier for yourself. But depending on how secure you need to or want to be, definitely these are things that you need to have a look at. Physical security is important. There are USB sticks that the hackers wander around with, and if you've left your laptop on the desk while you get up and go and get coffee, in the 5 minutes you're gone, I can insert a memory stick and it can take over your machine. I can take it out, and by the time you're back, I own your laptop. So physical security is as important as the passwords and the multi-factor authentication and the rest of the stuff. A lot of the overrides that are built into systems to allow you to get back in when you've forgotten the password are based on the fact that you can physically get access to the machine. And because of that, a lot of the backdoors are based on physical access. That is it. So it's a long one, and it's one which I'm going to spin up a little quiz on. So somewhere in our LMS, I'm going to put together a little quiz, and we're going to go and do a little badge, and we're going to all say to you that you're now an internet ninja and you know how to secure yourselves. But please, comments and likes, let me know what I've missed, and let me know if you learned anything. Thanks a ton.